Alright, so I'm just saturating the wood with some watered baking soda. Helps it be a little bit more conductive, and as you can see, the electricity definitely burns really nice, especially when it's all nice and saturated. So I know this is a pretty awesome thing to watch, so just enjoy. Here I'm just resaturating it and hooking the little transformer up to it again, just to let the burns get as deep as they possibly can into the wood. When the resin gets in there and you start sanding a lot of it away, you lose a lot of the fine details, so the best thing to do is just let it get nice and deep. And yeah, here pretty simple, just a wire brush and trying to get as much of that ash out of there as I can. So here I'm just taking the router and putting a little bevel on the edge. Nobody likes sharp edges. Here I'm just applying a wood sealer. One of the things I learned the first time I did one of these is the wood is very absorbent, and even with the resin being as thick as it is, if the wood's not sealed up, it'll absorb in areas that you definitely don't want it to, and it's hard to get it out. And here's some tabletop epoxy. It's food grade, food safe, so you know on a cutting board you definitely want to play it safe. And I'm just adding a little bit of white pearl. My buddy Dave, with this cutting board is for, said he thought the white would look awesome. I definitely agreed, and yeah, you'll see me pouring it in here in just a second. Yeah, super satisfying, to be totally honest with you. This is my favorite part of the whole project, for sure, so enjoy. Here, me and my younger brother Jack are just building a sled for my router. I don't have a lot of fancy tools, so gotta make what I can. The sled's just basically going to be there to let the router glide over the top of the cutting board. And I bought a planing bit, so rather than spend hours and hours trying to sand all the resin off, you know, a couple passes with the router and we'll get it all off. And this is what I was talking about. See how the sled just kind of hovers right over the board. That way when you go to plane it with the router, you get a consistent flat surface. And if you look before it gets planed and after, there's definitely a lot of material that you're using. I might have gone a little too intense with how much material I was taking off all at once. Pretty lucky that I didn't get any big major chew outs and didn't break any of the wood. But definitely a learning experience with that. Don't pay attention to my feet. I couldn't find the table. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I have a little folding table I usually work on, and I just couldn't find it. was honestly pretty proud of the way this whole sled thing worked out. Definitely worked better than I had anticipated, so all I had to do after that was just go over it with the sander, as you'll see here in a second. But yeah, I was really happy. Couldn't be happier with such a rudimentary setup working so well. Of course, cleanup, it's the funnest part, everybody knows that. Just scoop up all that ash, and yeah, we're using the router one more time real quick just to put another bevel on it. Now that it's all sanded and flush, I had a little resin stuck on the sides and the router was kind of just bouncing off of it, so here I grabbed a chisel and scraped that off. That's a quick fix. And then run the router through it one more time and problem solved, basically. And here I have a little handheld belt sander, and I spent so much time on this. That's why it's sped up as much as it is, otherwise it'd just be 10 minutes of me sanding. That sounds ridiculous, but it is what it is. And then here we are after the little handheld belt sander. It's time to hand sand. Usually with the belt sander and the wood, you get it close enough to a finish to where you don't really have to go back into it by hand, but with the resin being there, you definitely want to get in with a lot of finer grit. So honestly, I worked my way all the way up to a 3000 grit sandpaper just to get a nice mirror finish on the resin. I had a little, as you can see right there, rotary air-powered sander, but it was just sucking the air right out of my super old compressor way too fast, so it would work for like 2 seconds and then I'd give up on it. So by hand it was. And then here's my youngest brother Bart, definitely put his butt to work while I went to grab the other materials just to blow all the sawdust out of the little cracks. And this is the best part right here, applying the finish. This is just butcher block oil. Makes it food safe, food grade, applies an awesome finish to the cherry, and yeah, this is definitely the most satisfying part of the whole project is watching all that hard work come together and form a pretty awesome, if I may say so myself, cutting board. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. First time making a video. Don't know, let me know what you guys think, if you like that kind of stuff. If you've got any tips or advice. I've never made videos ever before, so this has all been kind of a learning experience and trying to set up the camera and figuring out what I should record, what I shouldn't. I tried to get the whole process on this one run, just to kind of play around with the video editing and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, let me know. I'm open to any kind of advice or tips or tricks. Hopefully I can stay relatively consistent in making this kind of stuff. So cool. Once again, thanks for watching. Check out my Facebook and my Instagram. I'll for sure link it in the video. Take it easy. Stay creative. Peace.